What do you need when you go on a camping trip? Check out this video.
Welcome to ActionHound Media, the site and channel all about action. Life's boring, it's more action into your life. We are going to talk about camping and what you need to take on your camping trips. All right, first of all, camping is mad fun. Okay, not everybody is into it. There are people afraid of bugs and the discomfort of being out in the woods, having to poo in the woods and that sort of thing, yada, yada, yada. But camping lets you engage with nature. So let's get out there and experience the great outdoors. Let's get away from the phones, the bougie amenities, civilization. Camping connects you to your humanity. It's funny how so many people hate camping or hunting or being out in the woods, but if they lived 200 years ago, that wouldn't be the case. You see how humanity is drifting away from our roots. So yeah, these people need to get out there and experience nature. You never know, if the world takes a bad turn, you might need to go live in the woods and have to camp outdoors and hunt. It pays to always be prepared. So I believe people need to get out there outdoors more, get out in the woods, and experience camping at least once in your life. What do you really need to go camping? Some people have camping trailers, pop-ups, camping vans, that sort of thing. That's great. Then you don't need to set up, but most of us probably gonna have to get a tent. All right. My recommendation is a pop-up tent. Sometimes you run late and you have to set up before dark, and it's just good to have something that goes right up, you know, or it's about to rain or something like that. It's good to have like a tent that goes up fast. You don't need to stick those poles together and all that. You don't need to read instructions. I have a Coleman pop-up, costs you about $150, but that only sleeps like one person. You may need to get bigger ones if you go with a partner or friends or family. With the tent, I always suggest you lay a tarp underneath so you keep a layer between the tent and the dirty ground, especially when it rains. For sleeping, you need a sleeping bag, of course. Sleeping bags are rated by degrees, so a 0-degree bag is good for like 0-degree weather, supposedly, but there's usually a 15 to 20 degree difference. So if you have a 0-degree bag, that may be only good for like 20-degree weather. So keeping that in mind, my recommendation for you to find the right sleeping bag. I also recommend getting a sleeping pad for more comfort. If you don't have a cot and you're sleeping on the ground, get a sleeping pad so you have some extra cushion for your back with the sleeping bag. Here's the caveat about camp sleeping. A cot is a game changer. I got a cot and it was a serious change from sleeping on the floor. Highly recommended. On the ground, you'll feel the bumps and rocks and the ground is cold, but when you have a cot, you're above the ground and it feels so much more comfortable, so much better. You're also going to need something to sit on. Camping chairs can be somewhere from $15 to $100. If you want comfort, go more expensive one, of course. I have a rocking camping chair that was about $85 because I got it on sale. But you know, a good, comfortable camping chair is going to run you from $80 to $120. For food, you will need a cooler. I covered this in another episode, Cooler Shootout. I have a Yeti Roadie. That's great. It's good for a few-day trip. So I just bring like simple things to eat, nut bars, snacks, sandwiches, and I usually don't have to cook because I'm by myself. I don't have to go through all that trouble. But if you're cooking, you'll need a grill, a stove, cooking utensils, pots, pans, along with the food, spices, condiments, depending on like your eating needs or your eating habits, depends on what equipment you would need. And of course, you'll need to bring paper plates, bowls, plastic utensils, napkins, paper towels, toilet paper, of course, and all that. So if you go camping, you're going to probably be there at night. So you're going to need flashlights, lamps, a tent light, lanterns, that type of thing. So I always recommend having at least a flashlight or a headlamp. And I also suggest bringing extra batteries just in case. So that's really all you need for a few-day trip. You know, you don't really need to shower if you're only going to be there for a few days, unless you want to and the place has facilities. And of course, if you don't have facilities, you're going to have to crap in the woods with the toilet paper, unless there's bathrooms, then you're good to go. There's other items you might need to make camping easier and more enjoyable. I would bring a cutting tool like an axe or a machete for cutting wood, fire starting materials, matches, a lighter, a water purifier if you're really remote, so that, you know, if there's nothing you can drink, you'll just get it from a lake or a pond and you can purify it with a water purifier. Some people bring a canopy over the tent if you're expecting a lot of rain. It's good to have extra cover, or sometimes they have a canopy just for shade outside of their tent. And then you could also bring like games like cornhole or something like that to keep you entertained while you're out in the woods. But usually you just sit around the campfire, talk, and hang out and eat, that type of thing. Those are the type of things I would suggest bringing on a camping trip. Action Hounds unite.